And welcome to episode 106 of the Giddy Knits podcast. As always, I am Helen and I am coming to you from Dundee in Scotland, where I live with my husband Tom and my two boys, Arthur, who is 8, and Jasper, who is 5. Today is Monday the 6th of December and this is my knitting and crafting podcast. If you are new and you don't know what you're watching, I am the dyer behind Giddy Yarns, and this is a video podcast where I talk about all the things that I've been crafting on, whether that's knitting, crochet, or occasionally other crafts, over the last week or so. Yeah. Hello, welcome back. It is the midst of Vlogmas at the moment, so you will have noticed a few videos popping up on my channel. I'm doing Vlogmas, which is a daily vlog series in the lead up to Christmas. So there will be daily vlogs getting uploaded featuring various things, crafting content, family life, me just chatting randomly to the camera. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But this is a proper sit down podcast. So what have I got for you today? A cup of tea. And a Christmas mug. How can I resist a Christmas mug at this time of year? So, quick announcement section, as always at the beginning. Losing my voice already. I have been at the Wool Lay Retreat this weekend, which was absolutely amazing, and I would highly recommend it to anybody that is able to go. It was fantastic. But I am very socialed out and I have talked a lot. So what have I got? That's what I was trying to say, isn't it? So to start off with, I've got some announcements, just the normal stuff. I've got a work in progress to share. I've got a new cast on to share. I've got a bit of yarny goodness to share, and then I'll finish up with some shop news. I've not had a lot of time this week to work on lots of things. I've been working very specifically on a couple of small projects, so I've not got a lot to share with you this week, so it'll probably be quite a quick podcast episode. But sometimes that's nice, especially in the midst of Vlogmas when there's so many other videos to watch on YouTube. So let's start with just announcements. It's just a reminder that we have our ongoing Giddy Yarns make-along. So if you're making anything with my yarn, as long as your project uses at least 50% of my yarn, you can enter it into various places. You can enter it on Instagram, you can enter it on our Mighty Networks group, and you can enter it in our Ravelry group. All of those details will be down underneath the video. And you could be in with a chance to win a prize, basically. I draw quarterly prizes from those 3 places, and just as a bit of a thank you to those of you that are working with my yarn, and also an encouragement that I get to see what projects you're working on. So let's go straight into some works in progress, shall we? The main thing I've been working on this week is my lichen socks, and it looks like I've got a finished pair of socks. I haven't, they both need heels, but I do have 2 finished sock tubes. So I started these are, how do I get my head around words? I'm also, as I said, I'm very socialed out, so my words are failing me a lot today. I knit these using one of my sock sets. So this is my lichen colourway, which was a Halloween colourway, but I absolutely love it. It's really autumnal and just, I love it so much. And the reason I started these is because I do 70-gram sock sets where you get 50 grams of the main colour and then a 20-gram contrast mini. And I always get people ask me, how long can you knit socks with a 70-gram sock set? So what I did is each of these socks uses 20 grams of the main colourway. I've not actually weighed my little nugget of leftovers yet. I need to do that and just see how much I had left over. But each of these uses about 20 grams of the main colour, plus I've done the heel and toe in the contrast, and I will comfortably have enough from the 20-gram mini to do the 2 heels. I said I did the heel and toe. I've done the cuff and toe. You know what I mean. And the stitch markers, where they are at the moment, that is where I will put the heel in for my UK size 6 feet. And then this will just give people an idea. With a 70-gram sock set, this is how long you can knit your socks if you've got UK size 6 feet. So they're not actually that short. I knit most of my socks this kind of length anyway. But yeah, I got those finished. This is basically the second sock is what I've been working on over the weekend at the Wool Lay retreat, because it was just simple round and round knitting and I didn't need to worry too much about when I had to put the heel in and stuff like that, because I was just knitting a tube. But I do need to get some heels into these. So hopefully I will find some time to do that this week. But yeah, nearly a finished pair of socks. And I also have a new cast on, which if you've been watching my vlogs, you will have seen. But I could not resist temptation and I cast on a new blanket for Advent. So I started, let me get all my yarns in order. I started a corner to corner crochet blanket using my Advent swap minis. So I took part in the Advent swap that Kelly of Lay Family Yarn coordinates every year. You get paired up with somebody and you each exchange 24 5-gram scraps or 5-gram minis as part of a little Advent gift swap. And I just couldn't resist. I've cast one of these on and I'm thinking it's either going to be always just Advent swap minis, or I might include some other swaps as I progress, as I go on. So this has got the first 5 days in so far, I think. We've got the first one down here, and then this one was a self-striping, but I really like how it's crocheted up into the blanket. And then this one, this kind of purple speckle, and then this more subtle blue one, and then this really kind of bright speckle as well, which is actually, I've got the little, oh no I haven't because I'm throwing it on the floor, little nugget of it left here. So you can see it was actually quite a dark and neon kind of colourway. But I'm holding all of the minis together with an undyed strand as well, just to kind of tone it all down. And I'm absolutely loving it. I'm really enjoying how it's coming out, and I'm really enjoying the process as well. So I've just got today's mini, whoops, which I'm dropping everything today. Coordination is obviously not in good spirits today. That nearly went in my cup of tea. I've got today's Advent mini to pop in, which I'm hoping I will do this afternoon. But yeah, I know I didn't need a new blanket cast on. I know this might be blanket number 6 on the hook needles, but I couldn't resist and I'm enjoying it so much. So much. I also kind of want to start my blanket out of my Henny Penny Advent calendar as well, but I really shouldn't. And I also want to start my blanket out of my Bumbling Yarns minis, but I really shouldn't. I just want to start all the blankets at the moment. I think it's a winter thing. I think it's a cosy winter thing and wanting to work on blankets and simple projects like that are just really enjoyable. But yeah, that is my new cast on. So that's pretty much all of the crafting that I've done this week, really, to share with you, which is a bit daft. I thought about bringing up other things to talk about, but I've not worked on them, so it's nothing different to what you've already seen. Yeah. I do have some yarny goodness, and I'm going to share the yarny goodness because, as I said, I went to the Wool Lay retreat this weekend. And as part of the Wool Lay retreat, so for anyone that doesn't know, the Wool Lay retreat is a knitting retreat that is hosted by Kelly of Lay Family Yarn. Well, Kelly, Nick and Meg, the whole family of Lay Family Yarn. And it was amazing. It was really lovely. There was just lots of time to knit and relax and chill out. We all got a chance to go up to Kelly's dye studio and dye some yarn with Nick, and we got to go to the Lay Family Yarn shop as well and do a bit of shopping. So I came home with a bit of yarn. First of all, I will show you the bits and pieces that we dyed. So we each got the opportunity to dye one kind of batch of yarn, and what they do is you get 100-gram skein in there, and then they put some minis in, and then you get your 100-gram skein that you dyed, and you also get a mini from everybody else on the retreat, which is such an amazing thing. And it was really interesting to be dyeing yarn only for me and not thinking of yarn about like, right, okay, I need to make sure I'm writing down what I'm doing so that it's repeatable so that I can do it for the shop, or, you know, I need to think about the colours in terms of what I'm going to be inspired by, what I'm going to sell for the shop. Whereas I got to dye yarn that was just for me. And this is what I dyed. And I absolutely love it. The lighting is unfortunately washing it out a little bit, I think, but I absolutely love it. I'm so, so happy with this. Really, really pretty. And it's all for me. I am going to make myself some lovely socks in it, I think. I'm tempted to use it for my Christmas Eve cast on, but having put my Vlogmas video up the other day, getting you all to vote for my Christmas Eve cast on, that feels a little bit mean. Maybe I'll have 2 Christmas Eve cast-ons and do this one and something else as well. And then, as I said, we also got the minis. So these are all the colourways that were dyed by the attendees of the retreat, including a mini of my own colourway and a mini of everybody else's colourways, all 10 gram minis, and aren't they beautiful? What I have seen people do with this is do something like a litmus cowl, which is it's a free pattern, the litmus cowl by Jude from Stranded Dye Works, and it's a really sort of simple. You alternate colours of your minis with just a sort of tonal semi-solid colour, and it's a really, really effective pattern. So part of me is tempted to do something like that with them because it will really show off all the individual mini skeins. But aren't they just gorgeous? Everybody did so, so well. Everybody's colourways were stunning. And that's a credit to Nick as well, who was doing the dye sessions, because his teaching was fantastic. So yeah, that are the ones that I dyed, or we as a collective group dyed over the weekend. And then of course I went to Kelly's shop, and I did buy some yarn in Kelly's shop. So I bought, I can't get it out the bag without too much crinkling. I bought 2 skeins of the same colourway, and I'll show you what I bought. So I bought her Maggie colourway, which is one of the colourways from the Squiddle Village collection, and I'm hoping these colours will come out true. They are a little bit washed out. I bought a skein of it on merino nylon, and then a skein of it on mohair silk. And I'm going to hold these together to knit a hat, because I just think that'll be really, really pretty. And I was saying over the weekend how I'm not a big fan of mohair, and I'm not a massive fan of mohair. But then the hat that I wear absolutely all the time is my everyday slouchy beanie, which is a fingering weight and mohair held together hat. And I wear it pretty much every day in winter. So I'm obviously talking nonsense. So I'm going to get these, I'm going to hold these together. And the Squiddle Village collection, I believe, is Kelly's new club for 2022. So a lot of these colourways were going to be available through this year. And the other thing I bought while I was there was this absolutely gorgeous, I'm going to take it out of the bag actually, hang on 2 seconds, because then I won't have reflections everywhere. This absolutely gorgeous little polymer clay progress keeper. Let's turn it round so you can see him properly. It's a blackberry cupcake. Isn't that so, so cute? I follow Simply Serving on Instagram, and she creates the most gorgeous polymer clay stitch markers. Absolutely stunning. But she's based in America, and I don't believe she ships to the UK. So the fact that Kelly had some in stock, I could not resist picking one up because it's something that I can't get anywhere else. So I'm going to be putting that on a blanket, I think. So that's kind of all of the Lay Family Yarn stuff I came home with. I also got a lovely gift as well from Sharon, who is the host of the SCR1 TNO Knitting Project podcast, and she bought us all a little gift, and I can't pick it up. It had these super fun little tags on. So I got a pair of skis. This is going on the Christmas tree, absolutely 100%. I am putting this on the Christmas tree. And then we all got a little Sherry Iris, words failed me there, a little Sherry Iris notebook. I believe I got a wren. And these are just plain little journal notebooks. Gorgeous, gorgeous prints. And then she did us all a little set of minis. And some sweets, which I will be opening very soon. Because I am a fiend when it comes to sweets. And I think I might knit like a little fingerless mitten pattern or something like that using these minis, using them all in the same project together, because I think that would be really fun. And they can be my little Sharon mitts. So yeah, that was so lovely. I had such an amazing time. Sorry, crinkly. I'm just trying to keep everything safe and together. I had such an amazing time. It was really, really lovely. And then the last thing really, which is ridiculous because I've only been talking about 15 minutes. It's going to be a really, really short podcast this week, so apologies for that. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was a tiny bit of shop news. And it was just a little update because I mentioned in last week's podcast episode that I was going to be having a self-striping shop update, and I am still having a self-striping shop update. However, I am going to be moving it. I'm just going to be delaying it slightly because it was supposed to be this Friday, Friday the 10th of December, but honestly, that's just going to be a nightmare. It's going to be pushing myself far too hard to get it done in time. So I have taken the sensible decision to delay it slightly, and I will now be having my shop update at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday the 15th of December, because that allows me a little bit of extra time to get things ready and get things sorted. So yeah, Wednesday the 15th of December, I will have 3 different colourways, 2 that have been in the shop before and 1 brand new one, hopefully, as long as it goes well. Yeah, so that's that. Sorry for the ridiculously super short podcast episode, but I still wanted to sit down and record a proper little sit down podcast and share what I've been working on. I will have more time in the next few weeks to actually sit down and knit a little bit, because a lot of my crazy busy work stuff is all done now, and I am taking things a little bit more quietly in December, hence delaying the shop update as well, because I am meant to be taking things more quietly in December, and if I rush myself into a shop update for self-striping, that's not me taking it more quietly. So yeah, I will have hopefully a lot more progress to share with you on the next episode. But thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you again next week. And also possibly for Vlogmas if you're watching Vlogmas. Bye!